Hi guys, my name is Ayansh and you guys are watching Ayansh Astrology. So today we are going to talk about a female's hand. She is 27 years old, and before going to start about the hand analysis, I just wanted to say that this is my first video on 1st of January, so hope you guys would like it, and Happy New Year to everyone. Let's start the analysis. So before going ahead, right, so let's talk about the points which we are going to look for. So first thing what she wants to know is that whether she would be able to go abroad. So the first thing would be to look for abroad and particularly for job. So we'll look for this. And the second thing which she is interested is the relationship. So that's the second thing which we are going to look for. But before that, right, I mean, let's start with the basics of the hand. Okay, so let's start with the basics. As you can see, the color of this palm is decent. It is having pinkish color here and there, and then basically the white color is also there. So I would say it's a decent color. And apart from that, if you see the shape of it, right? So there is this shape here, which is more of a rectangular shape. Yeah. So that means like the person will be, prefer the job or the work which needs more of a utilization of mind and brain rather than going for a physical kind of work. Yeah. And apart from that, even if you see the finger height, so you can see that the Mercury finger is quite low set, so it is quite low set, and then it is not even touching the first flange of Apollo finger, which is also not a very good indication, because usually what happens when you have a small Mercury finger is that you hold back a lot of things. You are introvert, you hold back a lot of things, you don't share much with your friends and family, so that I would say is a drawback. So one way to improve this is basically you have to keep your nails a little bit bigger, like this much. It should be as the height of first phalange of Apollo finger. So this will improve this particular indication of holding back and all those kind of things, and it will also improve your management skills, because those who have smaller Mercury finger, they are not that great in management skills, and they are more of lazy person. Not in a sense like they are more of a lazy, but usually they procrastinate a lot, so those kind of things we usually see when we have smaller Mercury finger. Next, particular gap. So what happens is when you have independent kind of nature where you never listen, or you rarely listen your parents or anyone's suggestion, then you have this kind of mentality of independent, like you will hear them but you would not follow them, right? So that kind of thing is there. And about this gap, I would say whenever you have a better relationship with your father, or maybe he's not with you, and your father is not anymore there, so those are the different indications which this particular gap shows. So that is also there. And then basically next thing is, I would say Saturn finger is quite good. So if you see the height, it is the longest one, and basically the shape is also good. It is standing straight. But if you see the Jupiter finger, it is a little bit tilted towards the Saturn finger. So that also shows that you might have spirituality going forward, right? So you are a little bit spiritual, and I can say that also because of this area which is there, the Jupiter Mount here. So whenever you have this kind of situation in the Jupiter Mount, people usually get inclined towards spirituality. Next is this cap, which is again here. So this cap shows that you are not able to save a lot of wealth, and you are spendthrift. Though again, I always say that the best part with palmistry is whenever you do some kind of remedies, all these things might go away with the time, right? So yeah, there are all upayas which you can do, and these things can go away. Okay, so let's talk about the relationships, right? So what kind of relationships she might have. For that we have to see this particular Mercury Mount, right? And there would be some these kind of indications, some lines coming out from the extreme corner. So we have to look for the other angle pick. I'll just put it there, and then basically we'll do the analysis of the relationships. Okay, so now we can see the side angle of the Mercury Mount. So this is the Mercury Mount, and here we can see all the union lines. Though the picture quality is not that great, but I would say there are two lines. One is a quite significant line, and I'm definitely 100% sure that this is her marriage line, right? And it is coming around, you can say, from 35 to 38. And I can also see a line which is not that prominent, which is quite faded here. So I can see it might happen around 26, 27. Yeah. So these are the two lines which I can see prominently, if I'm not wrong, because the quality of the picture is not that great, right? And then what we can see is basically a front view where we would basically judge what her mind line says or what her heart line says. That will give us a prominent picture about how she behaves or how she is in a relationship, right? So let's go back to the front view. So now what we have seen is the Mercury Mount, where we have seen these two lines. One is the prominent marriage line, the other one is basically the affair line, where I have already indicated that it might happen around 26, 27. So as we can see that she's also 27 years right now, and she's having this line, but the problem is that that line is a little bit faded. It is not that strong, and that indicates that this particular relationship might not go well. Now I would say let's not finish this topic and go ahead. Let's dig deeper, and what could be the reason and why her relationship is getting affected, right? Or maybe will get affected very soon. So there are 2-3 indications which I want to point out. One is that she's if you see her mind line, it is not coming from the lifeline, right? That also indicates, and there is a huge gap here. So that also indicates that she's independent, and she's independent from the beginning. So this is basically her childhood years, right? So basically, if you see, it is entirely different, and it is not at all coming out from the lifeline. That means she is very independent, and she hardly listens to anyone. So that also means that she might not even listen to her boyfriend, and she might have some independent plans, or for example, she wants to go abroad, and we don't know, we can't predict much in her personal life, but this is the indication where she is very much independent, and she would go ahead with whatever she thinks, instead of thinking about her relationship. So that is also one factor. And also, whenever it comes to relationships, love, romance, we have to consider the Mount of Venus. This is the Mount of Venus, right? So in Mount of Venus also, if you see, there is a hollowness here. See, there is this hollowness here, which is not good for a relationship or romance. So this basically reduces the essence of that particular romance and love in a relationship. So she has to basically improve these things, and I'll definitely WhatsApp her like all the remedies where she can improve the Venus part. And she also has to improve things where she has this big gap here, and here. Coming to the thing that, see, there are comprehensive predictions, and I would definitely indicate that this portion here, this line, this gives a lot of stress. That means, like, she sometimes, what happens is she takes unnecessary tension, stress, and that basically indirectly also hampers the relationship. So these are the indications. You can see this is the moon mount, and in the moon mount also there is this hollow part is there, which is also the indication that she thinks a lot, and all the stress she's taking without any reason many times, right? So that is the bad thing. about relationship. But I think I have covered most of the part related to relationship and those stuff. I'm not going to the marriage part because marriage part is not being asked, so we'll cover that for some other use cases in hand analysis. um, Next I'll talk about the abroad job, right? So for the abroad job, what you have to see is basically the first indication you will get from the moon mount. So we'll see if there is any indication of going out. So now she is 27-year old, and if you see this particular lines, right, these lines, these are basically luck lines, okay? And these luck lines are actually broken. So if you see, these are all broken luck line. These are all broken luck line, right? So I'll answer the part where whether she would able to go abroad. So definitely there is a abroad line which is developing. If you see, usually what happens is whenever a big line is about to come, there we get a little bit of reddish or dark pinkish fold before that particular line comes. So I can see here, and I feel that this particular line is basically developing here, right? So I'll just try to make it like this. See this line, this particular thing which is coming out from the hollow portion. So this particular line I feel is getting developed and it is already there. So she should try for the abroad job or whatever studies she want to pursue, right? So definitely abroad chances are there. And now we'll talk about the job part. So as I said, there are these luck line which is coming out from this moon line. That means she would definitely go for um, a job which is suitable for her. There is no foundation of you have to go to that particular line or that. Whenever a luck line comes out from the moon, it gives us the freedom of doing anything which you want to do. So in that way it is good. But when you see the age factor, right? So now she's 27 and we can say that she's somewhere here, right? 27. And we can see that there is this fluctuation where like she left this particular luck line and our luck is basically here right now, this luck line. So basically I would say that she would definitely go abroad, and she can definitely pursue her job whatever she wants, because the foreign line is already there. And yeah, so that is a good indication, and I think I have covered both of her questions. There are few remedies which I will also suggest to her, because I can see a few other, what to say, a few other problems in her palm which is related to various mounts. So if you see the Saturn mount, it is quite low set, and you can see the hollowness here also, right? So I can definitely say there is there is some kind of inflection in her kundli. It could be that Saturn and moon both are sitting together in a same house, or maybe they are aspecting each other, and that too in a very bad way. So that's why whenever we see these kind of palms, we see this kind of connection between moon and Saturn, and both are hollow and low set. So these are the things which I'll definitely have to give her remedy. And then if you see the child part also, which I don't want to share, but because I can see a lot of things here which I definitely want to share with her. Maybe I would not able to share it here because the video is already long enough. So I'll give her that part, because we can also see there will be a child problem which she has to do remedy, otherwise there will be some problem there. And then there are stress lines here that will also give her unnecessary stress. Okay guys, so I think I have answered both of these questions, whether she would able to go abroad, or whether what will be her relationship status, how her relation will go on. Thanks guys for watching this video, as this was my first video, so I know it was not that much well framed. So I'll just try to make my videos more and more educating and more informative. You guys keep watching Ayanch Astrology, and please subscribe me. And if you have any hand analysis questions, you guys can WhatsApp me. The WhatsApp number is in the description and also on the caption. Thank you, thanks a lot, and have a nice day.